and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your TNA Event Center Wrestling Report. And now here's the man to give you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. Episode 1474 of the show. Eric Lima here. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. It is Friday the 14th. No, it's not a new horror spoof or anything like that. It's not some weird guy in a hockey mask trying to kill you with a machete. By the way, don't have sex in a horror film. It's bad luck. Bad luck to do so. Gonna be some chainsaw wielding maniac out there. Or it could be me trying to do a Macho Man diving elbow and accidentally hit the guy in the nads. Go, dude! Anyways, I go, ooh yeah, dig it, brother. Anyways, it's Friday the 14th. It's Flag Day, folks, and it has been a very, very interesting, I would say, very monumental week. It could be more monumental if the Celtics pull it off tonight. But we know that the Mavericks are probably going to have something to say about it. We shall see. We shall see. Also, we got SmackDown later tonight. We got Against All Odds tonight. I'm probably going to have to, since I don't have any streaming to do, I'll probably watch Against All Odds on TV and watch SmackDown. I'm probably going to take notes like crazy. So there's that. Wah! Blah. Anyways, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It's episode 1474. What the heck can I say? Huh? You know? What can I say? Huh? Okay? 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 It's all good? It's all good? It's all right? It's all right? Say hello. Hello. Say nice. I say nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yes, I'm having a singing Wednesday moment. I say hello. Hello. Say how are you? How are you? Hey, nice to see you. Nice to see you. And what's your name? Knucklehead. Okay. Really, you make puppets out of the knuckleheads? I know what Singing Wences does. Hey, hello. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? Say hello. Say how you doing? How you doing? Say nice to see you. Nice to see you. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Gotta say, what's this guy on, man? I want that. It's been, like I said, it's been a crazy week for me, man. Let me tell you, it's been the most insane week I ever had, folks. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Anyway, speaking of which, let's get to what happened on TNA. I don't think that's what happens when I drink too much Coca-Cola. Jeepers, I get hyper. Forget coffee, man. Forget coffee. What's going on with you? I don't know. Are you okay? No. I'm insane. What is that? Are you okay? No, I'm insane. Hold on, folks. Hold on to your seatbelts, man. This is going to be more of a bumpy ride than the corkscrew at Rocky Point Park in Warwick, Rhode Island back in the day. Or it could be scared in a House of Horrors ride at Rocky Point Park in Warwick, Rhode Island back in the day. Either way, it's going to get crazy. Anyways. We're kicking off with a one-on-one match of Mike Santana versus Zachary Wentz, as you know. Mike Santana and Steve Macklin had formed an uneasy alliance for the time being as they try to take care of the Rascals at TNA Against All Odds tonight. During the matchup, though, Trey Wentz tried to get involved, so Steve Macklin says, not happening on my watch. And that distracted Wentz and gave Mike Santana the opportunity to pick up the victory over Gigi Dolan's current fiance. Need I say more? Tom Hennepin sat down in an interview with Mustafa Ali along with Champagne Singh, and seems like Champagne, pain in the neck Singh wants to be annoying. and they've been annoying, So as you know, Ali will be defending his X Division title against Trent Seven. The system we're talking about against all odds and how they plan on taking care of the house of taking care of Mount Hardy, so they're planning on going to visit the House Hardy at the Hardy compound. How they're going to get there from Cincinnati to Cameron, North Carolina, who knows? So, Masa Slamovich, though, confronts Alicia Edwards. Says, you better worry about our belts. And then the Hex confronts Slamovich. And as you know, the Knockouts tag team titles will be on the line as Masa Slamovich and Alicia Edwards defend the titles against the Hex as Allison Kay and Marty Bell. Speaking of which, Masa Slamovich went one-on-one with Marty Bell. And Marty Bell picked up the victory. And it seems to me a 2-on-1 situation as Alicia Edwards is occupied with the system's doings with the House Hardy at the Hardy compound. And it seems like these ladies may not be on the same page. I'll explain that in my picks and predictions. Zaya Brookside was talking to Steph DeLander, and Steph DeLander says that tomorrow at Against All Odds, she's going to tell PCO how she feels about him. But then First Class decided to interrupt the ladies, and then AJ Francis decided to take the black rose that PCO gave her and walk away with it. But PCO just saw that and decided to go quietly after them. Gia Miller interviewed First Class, but the lights went out. PCO appears, attacks AJ Francis. I was hoping PCO kicks his disrespectful butt and beats him for the digital media title that AJ Francis held. But then he knocks out Rich Swann, and security was separating First Class and PCO. As PCO will go one-on-one with Rich Swann tonight. If I were Rich Swann and AJ Francis, I better watch it, because PCO could easily destroy them. Knockouts action. Lars Fredrickson is trying to help Jody Threat and Danny Luna Spitfire to go after the Knockouts tag team titles again. Danny Luna went one-on-one with Tasha Steelz, and Danny Luna picked up the victory. The former member of Subculture picked up the victory over Tasha Steelz. Gia Miller interviewed Joe Hendry, and Joe Hendry decided to have somebody in his corner, none other than CM Punk's former advisor, Ace Steel. But Frankie Kazarian interrupted both of them, and they're going to have a one-on-one matchup, Joe Hendry versus Frankie Kazarian. The system entered the Hardy compound, and Matt Hardy, the Broken One, greets them, and dispatches. He says he's going to meet his family members throughout the House Hardy. Brian Myers was holding a wrestling figure and was confronted by the oldest of the Hardy children. That would be Maxwell. And Maxwell had his way with Brian Myers. Meanwhile, the second oldest of the Hardys, Wolfgang, decided to confront Eddie Edwards and said, "You are the American Wolf, are you not?" And so those are in the past. And then he points at the full moon, and Eddie Edwards turns into a werewolf. Okay, Eddie Edwards is a werewolf. Talking about a werewolf in London? No, the werewolf in Cameron, North Carolina. It gets even weirder. Alicia was confronted by Rebby Hardy and the Gothic Baby, Evie. She ends up in a guillotine and basically has her head chopped off, or probably didn't happen, but anyways, Moose decided to confront Bartholomew, and Bartholomew kind of disappeared. Moose went to go find him. Matt Hardy confronts him, throws him in the lake of reincarnation, and he becomes a football player again. And so they knock them all out. But then, afterwards, all four members of the system got out of there, was teleported out of the compound. And Moose had declared that he will get Matt Hardy tonight and against all odds. And the personal concierge of Ash by Elegance, Mr. George Iceman, tells Ash's opponent Jada Stone the Spark from OVW and the referee to get out of the ring, as Ash by Elegance came to the ring to face Jada Stone. As you know, Aspen Elegance was one of the knockouts made an appearance at NXT Battleground to prevent Tatum Paxley from stealing the TNA Knockouts Championship, that ends up getting whacked by Jordan Grace for it. Rosemary was scouting the matchup. At first, I thought it was Tatum Paxley, but it was actually Rosemary. And Ash by Elegance did pick up the victory over the Spark, Jada Stone. Meanwhile, the Octopus Jonathan Gresham addresses Sami Callihan as they will go one-on-one tonight against all odds. Jordan Grace, however, addresses NXT Battleground, and she decided that she don't care where you're from, WWE, TNA, AEW, Stardom, it doesn't matter. Face me in the ring tonight. And there's rumors going around. There's a report saying that Natalya would be the one to answer that challenge. And if that's the case, that will be a dream matchup for Natalya. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen at against all odds tonight? Meanwhile, ABC, who have their match against Josh Alexander and Eric Young, the All-Canadian team, while the Nemeth brothers have a huge opportunity to capture the TNA Tag Team Championships against the System's Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards. And this is a heck of a matchup. This is the first time the Nemeth brothers ever teamed up, as they used to go on in singles competition. And in the end, the Nemeth brothers ended up winning the matchup, carrying their momentum into against all odds. Meanwhile, ABC still got some kinks to work out. It seems like ABC may be falling apart. It seems maybe a change of scenery is what ABC needs. And since TNA is working with NXT, why not? So that's what I say. So let's go to TNA against all odds. Picks and predictions. I have them right here on my little pad here. Don't have time to write them down, because I got to use the pad for the next episode of the show when I do Bullseye. The pre-show, Sami Callihan one-on-one with Jonathan Gresham. I believe Jonathan Gresham's octopus gimmick is going to throw Sami Callihan mentally for a loop, especially with the black ink. I'm going with Gresham on this one. ABC versus Eric Young and Josh Alexander. If I say Jason Alexander one more time, I want to ask Josh Alexander to put me in a sleeper hold. I'll tell you one thing. Eric Young and Josh Alexander takes on ABC. I predicted ABC to win this one. Meanwhile, Steve Macklin and Mike Santana takes on the Rascals. The Rascals are more together than Macklin and Santana. I'm picking the Rascals over Macklin and Santana. X Division title on the line, Mustafa Ali versus Tread 7. I pick Ali to win because Champagne Singh and the Secret Service that Ali has will get involved. Meanwhile, the TNA Tag Team titles, the System, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards against the Nemeth brothers. I picked the Nemeths to be the new champions. Meanwhile, PCO against Rich Swann. Good luck, Rich Swann. You're going to need it. And I'll tell you one thing. If it's a no disqualification match, you better bring AJ Francis with you. You're going to need him. But until you do, PCO is going to win that matchup. Joe Hendry versus Frankie Kazarian. Now, I know Frankie Kazarian has the edge and experience, but Joe Hendry is going to win this one. Meanwhile, the Jordan Grace Knockout title open challenge. I believe Natalya is going to answer it, but Grace is going to beat Natalya. I'm sorry to say. Meanwhile, the TNA World... actually, I want to get that last. The Knockouts Tag Team titles online, Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich versus the Hex, Allison Kane and Marty Bell. I see the Hex as the new champions. And for the TNA World title, Moose against Matt Hardy. I see Moose somehow retaining the championship. So, that's all the time we have on this show. Episode 1474 is complete. Now we're going to get into... then on the next episode, some Fearless Friday for you. So, I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.